Hey, welcome. Pull up a chair, have a seat. Let's real quick dive into the small announcements that GGG has made so far, leading up till to tomorrow, where we're gonna actually get the full shebang, the new league mechanics, all the things are gonna change, so on and so forth. So I've already gone through some of this stuff. I'm gonna go real quick, brush through it again. We got the quality of life with your R reservations lasting through death. Cool. I think it's gonna also, for people that it would really matter to, it's gonna also kind of be something you have to get used to. Because I don't know about all you guys, but for me, I'm so used to, if I die, to hold control, right click all the things, and it was just never an issue. But nice little change, quality of life. Um, Single action harvest, sure. Uh, you still have to wait for the animation of the harvest, similar to animations for Elder sucking the soul of the map boss. I already mentioned that last week in my other video. I think that stuff can be sped up a little bit. We don't need all that anymore. No longer need to click waypoints to activate them. That's kind of a weird one. It's giving the idea that they're trying to work with proximity based stuff, which is another thing we'll look at here in a second. Um, there are maps, there are zones while you're leveling that will automatically already have the waypoint active. A good example is after you kill Brutus, the next zone, the thing's already active. There's a few other places throughout the game, but I'm pretty sure those weren't area based or radius based, or I should say proximity based, like I was already saying. But um, it's just okay, cool. It's an again, it's another really tiny thing that they're adding just for shits and grins. Um, the item quantity, or I'm sorry, quality has been changed. Doesn't matter if it's rare, doesn't matter if it's a white item or common. Uh, the item level itself determines how many whetstones, armor scraps that it takes to get the quality. That's all that really did. I'm not sure the reason for that change. There's got to be something underlying that we'll see later, but it's a change. They made it so that armor and weapons are now multiplicative with their quality. That tells me that we might be seeing a reduction in multipliers elsewhere, or yeah, I think I think there's going to be some swapping around. This might actually have something to do with the possible melee changes that are coming. I don't know. I'm not a melee player, but if that's the case, I can see this somehow having a connection to that. At least the weapon one. Act bosses now have static life bars. We already seen in Path of Exile 2, we're gonna have static life bars. Cool. I can see it happening. Um, Pickup radius increased. This one's kind of funny to me because it just means that when you click on an item, it's not going to automatically make you run across the whole map to try to get to it. The radius that they showed is really small. It's only, I guess, translated into game is only maybe 6 feet, or I don't know how many meters that is, 2 meters, 3 meters. Um, sure, I guess that's a cool change. Um, a new blight oil. We already know that there's some new secret notables. They've done this before. We've had secret notables when blight was first introduced, and now we have more. So there's a new blight oil to help us get the new annoyance. Obviously, it's going to be the blight oil plus two other ones to give the combination for one of these new ones. So that'll be a one of those things people will have to discover early on. A six map device slot. I'll be honest. This is kind of silly to me. Like, it's silly, not because I think this is unnecessary, but it's silly because in my mind, there's been many a times where I'm like, I want to put these scarabs on this map, but I just need one more. Well, I guess we get that now. So I'm kind of curious if this will also mean that they will add um, any scarabs or change any scarabs to allow them to be up to five instead of just four. Because there's some scarabs that say maximum of 4. Wonder if they'll make any of those max of 5, or if they just, unrestricted, whatever their terminology will be, but to allow you to use multiples of the same one, and just fill the whole thing with that. But we'll see. The Bandit Quest rewards, we know that Oak is now giving 40 life. Uh, Alira is giving 15% all res, and um, Caitlin? No, it's Kratlin? Yeah, that guy is 8% move speed. Cool. 8% move speed is really good for leveling. So is the 15% move all res. So is the 40 life, depending on what kind of build you're doing. All of them can have some sort of reasoning behind them for taking those points, and they may be better than just that one single point you could get now that they've changed the quest around. So I think bandits will probably be, at least for a while, will probably be uh, you know expected for your build. Yeah, like you're gonna take one of them. Less waves, more opportunities for unique rewards. Simulacrums, that's a huge deal, especially for anybody that likes simulacrum but also doesn't like the first 20 waves. Uh, you make a character that can do simulacrums. For me, I've done it before, and it's just so extremely boring to get yourself up to like at least 15 to 20 to be able to start seeing any kind of significant drops. This is a very good change. I'm glad that they're considering to trim some of the fat, basically. Hover over any map on the atlas to see the divination cards. That's weird to me that they would do that, but it also just kind of eliminates the reason for external websites. There's div card websites that you can go to. This gets rid of it. Great. I have no problem with that. Something I wanted to note, and uh, this might be something that's been mentioned before or seen or something, but there's what is wrong with this? Please tell me if this is something that's a known issue with like the GGG client or something along those lines. But I'm looking at this Atlas tree and there's something glaring at me. They have all 16 of their map unlocks, their favorite slots, but they don't have Eater, Exarch, or the Void Stones. Is that normal? Please, in the comments, tell me. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way or if it's being missed, but for somebody like myself that's just noticing this, I don't see why that's like that. So, please let me know if that's just, again, the client thing and it's just like that and it's been like that and this has happened before, or if this is something that nobody's really paying attention to or really thinking about. That's just really strange to me because it's a full unlocked map and all the slots, and you can't have all of these if you haven't killed Eater and Exarch. So you would have those on there, which would also be your Void Stones. I don't know why it's missing. I don't know what the hell happened here. Valdo puzzle boxes are more common. Hopefully that, like they said, and I think they say it in this video here, um, you're not gonna see shit tons of mage bloods as well. It's still gonna be. I did kind of notice that last league. It was kind of weird because I was like, I completely forgot Valdo's puzzle boxes actually existed in the game until like about a week before I stopped playing. I found one and I was like, oh, they're still in the game. I don't remember where they went. And then this one here is brand new, so I'm gonna watch this with all of you because I haven't seen it yet. Let's check it out.
I'm Mark Roberts, game director on Path of X. Settlers of Kalguur, you might.
Okay, so they brought back Wildwood. So what does that tell you? Number one, that means that the Atlas passive tree is going to get changed quite a bit. You're gonna see probably entire sections of nodes. Um, I'm gonna take a wild guess that they're gonna remove another mechanic from the game. I don't know what mechanic it might be, but I have a feeling that we may see another mechanic disappear from the Atlas tree, and you're gonna get a bunch of wildwood stuff. Because right now, I think we only have one node that is up in the top left that allows us to put wildwood, sort of, by making it so that the last 50 mobs, if it's less than that, the boss will get a wisp, and then we have a scarab. I have a feeling that something might have just went away. We know Blight's not going away because they just announced that there's additional Blight stuff. Simulacrum's not going away. Delirium, there's no way that would go away. I highly doubt that Abyss is going to go away or Breach. I can't really think of what mechanic could get replaced unless maybe they decided to go, we're done with Rogue Exiles. Anarchy. Maybe Anarchy took a dive and it's gone, and we're no longer going to have Anarchy League, and we're going to have all those Anarchy nodes changed to this Wildwood stuff. Or the nodes that were used for Necropolis turn into Wildwood. I doubt that because that's spread out, and I think that's more for the way they're setting up each league for going forward. I think Settlers is going to actually have nodes up there. I think that's how it's going to be. I don't know. It's kind of a weird one that they would bring that mechanic back because the economy kind of tanked during that time. Maybe they don't care anymore. I mean, it is their old game, and they're not really caring about it as much as they as they care about the sequel, which makes, I guess, logical sense. So find that kind of weird. One thing I wanted to mention is here. This is the GGG teaser trailer that I also looked at last week in my last video, but I wanted to point something out. Look at how generic the background looks. Now we know in this game it's not typical for us to get this kind of POV down on the ground like this, side of the characters, what have you. But it looks very generic, but it almost looks like it's being crafted. Like these are all just setting there as they were placed there. I'm going to keep going with my gut instinct that this is going to be a Garrison style uh, gameplay that will not take away from mapping. So what I mean is you're going to be able to go build these garrisons, have these people work there. Raw gets to work at the blacksmith, that kind of thing. And they're going to have quests or missions for you. And the missions will be to take this item and add a special modifier to it, or a specific modifier, or reroll this item's suffixes, or do this, do that. It's going to be a crafting thing, but it's going to require you to do 5 maps or kill 40,000 mobs, kind of like incubators. It's not going to be time gated. That would be a very dumb idea. They just hit us with the buy all of our quad tab league. We don't need another league that points towards the shop all the time. But I hope that it's fun, whatever it is. But that's I still I'm gonna stick with that. I still think we're gonna get some sort of thing where we might be able to do that, send the followers out to missions, or maybe get specialized maps that will have modifiers on them for increase specific types of loot or something along those lines. Um, I don't know. That's what my guess is. We'll see in about, I don't know, 18 hours or something like that. I'm gonna go live tomorrow as long as I'm awake, and turn on the stream, and we're gonna watch it together. So anybody that wants to come hang out and just chat while the announcement's going on, same name over on Twitch, and yeah, looking forward to Settlers, and I'll see y'all there. Take it easy.